And now, Freelance Heroism presents Return to Ravenloft.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Freelance Heroism Podcast. My name is Deese.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we get started, we just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates at the Patreon, in particular those that donate at the producer tier.
Yes.
Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Duncan, Nate, Breakmeister, and Rebecca. Thank you so much, everyone.
You help us make a better show for everyone, and we couldn't do it without you. So Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Man, that was a rough intro.
You
ever get in your own head?
Yeah.
And you can't remember the things you've said 1,000 times in a row?
That literally happened to me earlier this week. For work, we have to log into this timesheet thing to record our hours. And I've had the same, the login username that I use is not related to my name whatsoever. It's basically a random string of letters and numbers.
Right.
And I memorized it when I first started my job. And I put it in several times a week,
Right.
And for whatever reason this week, I could not remember the order of the username that I put in. And for 2 days, I just didn't log in to record my timesheet hours because I
my God.
straight up could not. And the more that I tried to think about it, the more that I just got stuck in my own head.
It's called the yips.
So finally, I just had to take a day or two to not try to log in. And then when I did the next time, I just remembered my username totally normal.
They have that for golfers.
Oh, yeah?
It's really bad in golf. So, there's this thing called the yips,
Mhm.
and sports people kind of know about it. If you're a golfer, oftentimes the swing that you've been doing your entire career is just something that you do. You don't think about it. You don't really analyze it.
Mhm.
You practiced it when you first started, and then you just did it as part of your life, right?
Right.
You get up here, this is how you swing.
Mhm.
And then you can modify it however, whatever, right? So I need to go left, it's windy, blah, blah, blah. But the actual corkscrew motion that you do,
Mhm.
right, is just part of you, right? You don't really think about it. You just do it.
Right.
And so at some point in everyone's career, they get this thing called the yips.
Mhm.
And the yips is now you're thinking about how you do it, and you can't do it right at all anymore.
Okay.
Right. So they get up to swing, and somebody would be like, do you breathe in or out when you're at the back of your swing?
Mhm.
And that will fucking ruin golfers, right?
Oh, no.
For months, it'll ruin golfers. They'll
Wow.
be like, I never thought about whether or not I'm inhaling or exhaling when my club goes back.
Mhm.
So now they're thinking about it. They're in their own head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so there's a disconnection between their actions and what they mean to do.
Mhm.
This is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
I think about that kind of stuff all the time.
When I was over analyzing how I type in my username, I was like, I know there's a pattern on the number pad for how I put in the numbers, but I was like,
Right.
what is the pattern? And what
Yeah, but if you weren't thinking about it, you would have just gone up, 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 and it would have just been done.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. That's the yips. I mean, it's a different type of yips, but it's the same thing. Yeah. Same principle.
Yeah.
As a guy who has been drawing for a long time and generally does not think about things I'm doing, sometimes I will. How do I hold my stylus? Do I tuck my fingers under, or do I lay my hand flat on the tablet?
Right.
If I think about that, I will spiral out, and I will
Oh,
not
no.
be able to hold the stylus correctly at all.
Yeah.
Just saying it out loud now means I might be doing it later.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, let's change the subject then,
Yeah.
so you don't have to think about it. So earlier this week, Deese, Final Fantasy 16 came out.
Yes.
And you got it, right?
Yeah, and I wish I could play it all day long.
Yeah.
But I cannot. But
No.
I wish I could.
Yeah.
It is incredible. It was
Yeah.
very good. And I had a concern early on with the game. I thought it was a little on the rails kind of feeling, where like you couldn't really go too far out of the way to the left or right on any location.
Right.
Like they kind of railroaded you.
Uh-huh.
And I hate that in games. Like I don't need it to be completely open world, but I need to have some control over where I go.
Yeah.
Because if I can't decide if I want to go left or right in an area, then why is this not a cutscene?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're forcing me to walk from here to here. You might as well just do it because this is not part of a game. And I felt like maybe that might have been a concern, right? But I think Final Fantasy is really good. I think Square Enix is good at this. When you start, they'll kind of put you on a singular path. So there's some castles early on in the game where they make you kind of go through like a hallway to hallway. And a lot of the doors are disabled or blocked. And so you can't really go anywhere except for the next door.
Yeah.
That was really frustrating. But I kind of get why. Everything in that part of the game is very time sensitive. And it's supposed to be combat to combat. You're kind of chaining them together. But I have noticed that little by little, they're opening the world up a little bit at a time.
Oh, okay.
So like now when I go into an area, there's a lot of places to go. There's a lot of open space and a lot of hidden, oh, how'd you get there? Oh, I have to go back around this way to get to that kind of, it's much better now.
Okay.
And I just,
good.
if you're playing the game and you're not certain, just bear with it for a little bit. It opens up kind of naturally, like a little bit at a time until finally you're like, man, I don't think I'm going to be able to search everywhere here right this second. I'll have to come back. And that's the feeling you want. I'll have to come back.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice.
Yeah. They opened this, you have a hideaway, this place you can go back, this hideout. And you can go back whenever you want. Even, I know it's sort of immersion breaking, but I'm glad they did this. So let's say you're on a world map and there's a boss fight at the end of it. You have to like travel in that direction towards the marker. But you wanted to just hang out on the map and find some stuff and kill some randos to grind out levels, right?
Right.
And then you realize, oh shit, I'm out of potions right before the boss fight. Even though in the reality of it, the boss fight needs to happen right this second, it's time sensitive, you can go back to the hideout and just buy potions and then go back and do the boss fight. I think that's very, very useful.
Yeah.
So like in the 15-minute span of when I was waiting for a character to go change and I had to go meet them somewhere after they changed, there might have been in real world time like 15 minutes. I went and I did a bunch of side quests in that time. And yeah, technically that's not, it doesn't fit like chronologically. Like, where were you, Clive, for 15 minutes? I went to go change. I said I'd be right back. And you went out to look for soil samples. You fucking douche. But they acted like nothing was the problem. So there you go.
Yeah. That's good.
It's a really good game. If you're interested and you think, will I like this one? You will.
Yeah. I think I've mentioned it before, but I don't have a lot of Final Fantasy game experience.
Say the name of the one you played. The first one you played. Go ahead.
The very first one I played was the original 7. My friend burned a copy of it for me so I could play on my PC.
Right.
And when I got to the second disc, it was corrupted. And I had put so much time into the first disc, and I was so frustrated that I never picked up another Final Fantasy game for many, many years after that.
What was the second one?
The second one, I played a little bit of the 14 MMO.
Rachel, just say the one I'm trying to get you to say.
And then I played some of Final Fantasy 15.
Ugh. Now, okay, this is a good topic. You played the 7 remake too, right?
I did play the 7 remake, yes.
Yeah, with me in the room.
Yes, with you in the room.
So, what would you say if I had told you to compare Final Fantasy 15 and Final Fantasy 7 remake part 1?
Oh. I would say the 7 remake part 1 is better.
Talk about understatement of the fucking millennium. Yeah,
It is. It's much better.
much better. Well, I mean, just which you liked 7 remake better
Yeah.
than 15.
Yes.
But is there anything in particular that you liked better, or is it just
in the 7 remake, I felt like I understood what was going on a lot more versus 15, because 15 it was like, me and my guy friends are gonna go on a road trip, and I have a fiance, but you've never met her because she goes to a different school, and
right?
we're gonna go like get inspired to do some cooking out of the campfire.
It does feel like, even thinking about it now, 15 feels disjointed. You know? It's sort of like having a seizure with cutscenes.
I never finished 15, but I finished the 7 part 1 remake
Yeah,
in I think like a week and a half.
it's very good.
It was excellent, and I'm very excited for part 2.
Yeah, me too.
I don't have 16, but I am thinking about getting it. Although right now I'm playing a lot of Diablo 4, so
Yeah, it's a tough tight walk.
Mhm.
Tightrope to walk.
Yeah.
Walk? It's a tough tight walk.
It's a tough tight walk.
I think 15 sucks. It's the worst game maybe ever that I've played.
Wow.
I think it's up there with like the shittiest of any game. I really do. It doesn't matter about the graphics to me. I don't care how fucking the loading screens are clever and hidden in that game sucks. The game sucks.
Yeah.
Like, the whole first half of it is you getting gas. It's fucking insane.
That's true.
I hate it so bad. 16, on the other hand, is incredible. It's very good, and you know, I did notice, like, normally when you play a Final Fantasy game, you try to profile kind of like the character vibes, right? So like Cloud is kind of quiet and sad.
Yeah.
He's just kind of stoic. He's a hard ass, but he's quiet, and he's kind of in the back, and he kind of blank a lot of times. That's sort of his personality, right?
Yeah.
And I was trying to get that vibe of Clive earlier when I was playing earlier today. And there's a scene where you have to repair a bridge. And the girl Jill is in front, and she's talking to the guy, and she's being very pleasant. And Clive is just in the background of the scene with his arms folded, looking straight up fucking aggressive. He looks like the most repressed, kind of fucking angry all the time.
Oh, no.
His conflict is on his fucking face. He is so fucking furious in every scene. And so like there are scenes that are genuinely like kind of lighthearted, right? Like just this interaction between this like a bridge builder and Jill is kind of pleasant. And he's just in the background fucking fuming, like for no reason. He's just mad. And I love it. That's his vibe. He's just ambiently pissed. And it's great. It's fucking awesome. I love Clive.
Well.
Yeah, that's a long intro, I know. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm glad that you're enjoying the game, and I hope that you get some more time to play it.
Me too.
Yeah.
So no more client messages, please.
Oh no. All right. Well, let's go ahead and end this intro.
Let's end it.
This is Return to Ravenloft, episode 29. A pipe is just a tube.
A pipe is just a tube.
It is.
Oh man, that's so insightful.
It is.
What are we but tubes, people? Think about your entire body, from your mouth to your butthole, just a tube, right? Your legs, tubes, arms, tubes, just skin tubes. You know, your bones are tubes for marrow, right?
Right.
Even DNA, it spirals around like it's trying to form a tube in its basest form.
Your uncle has come across them before. Your uncle has mentioned a black robe mage. And what keyed it was the shadow, not because they deal in shadow magic or anything, but because of the name. The shadow kind of just reopened a memory. The Fraternity of Shadows. Okay. It's an arcane fraternity of mages, dark mages. This isn't like the Bratslavi Institute. No, these are not like high academic mages. They hoard magic items. They hoard cursed items. They hoard, and they're normally out. They're only out for themselves. They're only out for the darkness. They're not out there to spread the light among the world of magic. They're not as fucked up as the Red Wizards of Thay, but they're fucking on their way there.
Okay.
If that helps.
Can you relay that information?
I will.
Not that he knows what a Red Wizard is, but in Ravenloft, but in your minds to give you an idea.
Yeah.
If they went to a group of people that were hoarding magic items, powerful magic items, and I'm going to get in the character here, and they attempted to torture them, one would lead us to believe then they were looking for a magic item of great importance. They mentioned the mirror. I think maybe that's what we're looking for.
So these mirrors do what exactly?
I'm so happy you asked.
Do you have a moment?
Pull the chair.
We need to find somewhere.
I look around and I'm like, I don't think we're going anywhere.
If you got to smoke them.
Come with me. I'm going to walk them back to where my room
take you
was.
on a tail. A never-ending tail.
Never-ending tail is my nickname in college.
Oh!
And that's why I have gonorrhea.
Still better than demonic syphilis.
And at this point, I'm long gonorrhea. Okay. That's for you, Ray.
Oh, no.
Sorry. Sorry. I'm not used to making those considerations when I make jokes. Okay. I'll get it under control. Okay.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't. I mean,
she's a smart woman. She knows.
I'll send you a PDF. No worries. Okay. I think that we're going to probably need a little more privacy than they're willing to give us here. I'm going to look around, even though there's no one in the room.
Yeah.
Come with me.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to walk them back towards where my room was for the night. And when I open the door, I'm going to do a weird gesture with the handle. I'm going to like push it down first and then turn it and then lift it up and turn it the rest of the way and then push forward, pull down, and then open the door. It actually doesn't do anything. It has nothing to do with anything, but I want people to feel like they can't just walk into my room.
Okay.
All right.
So I go in, I'm going to like, watch out. There's a trap set under that window. So I'd probably just stay on towards this side of the room.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to pull out my pipe and I'm going to be kind of filling it with tobacco. Matches? Anyone have matches?
No.
Sorry. Wrong species.
An invisible voice. I'm kidding.
I'm going to check in that cabinet over there. That strikes me as a cabinet with matches.
I'll look in the cabinet. Do I
I know.
find
I
matches?
know there's
Roll
matches in there.
investigation.
I know there's matches in there. I put them there. I know there's matches in there. I put them there.
I'm kidding. You find them.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. See, I can always tell a cabinet has matches or not. Here.
If you
I don't know.
put them in. Okay.
Okay. He doesn't know I put them there.
No.
I'm building my intrigue. Let it build. Let it build, bro. Come on.
Okay.
Alright.
Sorry.
I'm gonna light
the
it
story.
on. I'm gonna light it on the side of my coat, and then light up. And okay,
Kestrel,
So-
you notice the coat he's wearing looks a lot similar to the coat you saw on the boy.
Well, he did mention Kaeviir by name, so
yeah, but we still can't remember anything about the shadows of the trees. Okay, fair enough, I suppose. In the future, if you're ever observing someone and they don't know, take in as many of the details as you can. In particular, sun position that helps us locate them.
That's right.
The
Pay
world-
attention to the China pattern that they have in the hutch next to the
right.
wall.
I'll keep that in mind the next time I use my abilities to scry on someone that I want to.
Well, if you used them properly the first time, you wouldn't have to be instructed.
Maybe you should scry on someone yourself then. You do it so well.
Do
I
I
know where
need to
they're located.
pull this boat over to the side of the bank? You have a story?
Please, then we can leave.
There are a lot of very potent magical items in the world, magical relics, magical artifacts, but
Sure.
some of them are in a league all their own. In particular, these particular mirrors.
Okay.
Mhm.
Have you ever felt like maybe a decision you made in your life, going left or right down a road, would have changed your life dramatically?
I'd like to think most people have had a moment or two of second guessing themselves. Sure.
A moment or two would be generous. There are thousands of moments that would drastically derail your life, send it down a path you would unintuited. There's no way you would have known how things could have developed.
Okay.
All
Through
right.
those mirrors are the other versions. A Rayne, just like you,
Mm-hmm.
who decided he didn't like the ocean, who decided that he didn't want to be on the ocean his whole life just because he was born onto it. So he decided to leave, and he decided to go set up a fucking donkey farm in the middle of an alfalfa field. Who knows what kind of world you could exist in? But they are all bound by these mirrors.
So they're like doorways.
They're like highways, yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes
And-
people travel through them. I've traveled through them. She's traveled through them.
No, I haven't.
She has.
I haven't.
I'm not going to do this again with you.
Okay.
If you're going to believe me, that's fine. If not, pretend I'm telling you a very interesting story that you should listen very carefully to because it's true.
Pretend really hard.
Okay, yeah, you're already pretty good at it. I can tell from your name. Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted by a person I've known forever and simultaneously not known for very long, these mirrors have brought a version of me back across. We've interacted with him before. We've killed him multiple times. He's difficult.
Is he also a kid?
No, he's
Because
not
I mean,
a kid.
I'll
Maybe.
kill a kid. I just want to know what I'm looking for.
I'm going to have you. Can you write that down for me? I want
Soundbite
you-
right there. I'll kill a kid.
I want you. I'm gonna just out of my sleeve pull out a journal with a fucking quill already dipped in ink. I'm like, go ahead and write that down for me. I want you to see this later. Go ahead and sign your name.
No,
There it is.
I'm not signing anything.
Well, at least the instincts are right on this version.
So these other versions of yourself, you're saying that everyone has multiple versions of themselves, all accessible through this mirror.
Some mirrors are broken. Some mirrors are, I would imagine, vaulted as holy relics. Some mirrors, I would imagine, are just in someone's chamber room. They know nothing about its power or how to activate it. But every one of them is incredibly dangerous because you don't know what's looking back at you. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
More or less. All right. So,
Quick backstory time.
okay.
My daughter died years ago. She's dead. When I went to visit the mirror for the first time, I met a version of me who had frozen his daughter, halted her progression of a disease that was killing her. She lived. And I suspect that's who this is. The one with the red hair you saw.
Okay.
Okay. And the person wearing the brown coat.
Very
Is
proud
that-
of you for not getting hung up on daughter when I'm a child. It seems like we're growing as people here.
I'm just decided that I was going to let that one go for a moment. The boy with the coat, that's another version of you?
No, that is an obnoxious little shit that I work with sometimes.
So like your brother,
No, not like that at all.
like your
Really.
older brother.
Is this
Like-
the kid that stole your houseboat?
Is he your dad?
Skyship.
He kind of
Yes.
look, he kind of look like you.
He doesn't look
Is he
anything
your
like
dad?
me.
Oh, you have the same, you have this similar hair.
Are you your own grandpa?
I can see that this is really taxing for you mentally. So we're just going to take a moment and we're just going to go through the facts.
Look.
Victor is a child who we saved from his wretched life and taught him to be better than he is. And now he thinks he's better than that, which I'm all about building confidence, but you don't steal my skyship. That's just not how things are done. He is a professional. I assume he's somehow trained himself. He's probably terrible, probably a low number or a high number, I'd imagine. Low grade. He hasn't had any official training. He's just kind of working from he's playing jazz right now.
You seem really hung up on this whole hierarchical system here.
I am very hung up on that hierarchical system. It is the motivation for my entire being.
I mean,
All right.
Thousands of years worth of work and effort and non-stop repair.
Okay.
It's frustrating.
Well, did he really steal your houseboat then? Because
Do I have it?
no, but
Then yes.
You
but
weren't
you-
using it.
died, right?
You don't
I
get to
mean,
take something when someone's not using it.
I mean, I take people's stuff after they're dead. I mean, once somebody's
mean,
dead, you
to be
you
fair,
take their stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean,
dead.
I've done that
You,
too.
but you said you were dead.
No.
You were
Well, then why
dead.
No.
you
I
died.
died.
Right.
So
But
you
I
were
wasn't
dead.
dead. No.
I
You're,
don't know. I would count that as you being dead, and I would take your stuff.
I know, but nobody could listen to anything that you think or say
You
and take
were
it as accurate.
okay.
I had died but was not dead.
So
How is this complicated for anyone?
I get I think I get the whole reincarnation thing, but
No, well that's a term we don't.
I'm
anyway.
so sorry to have
It has a connotation to it that we try to lean away from. It's fine. You didn't know any better.
okay, sorry to have stepped on your particular brand of science.
Reborn is probably a more effective.
Fine, we'll go with rebirth. Okay.
Right.
So you're saying that people who can pass back and forth in these mirrors, these are different versions of yourself. How this is obviously different than what happened to me, because this is not a realm you're talking about. In other words, I many years ago got sucked into this place,
Right.
but I'm still that same version. There isn't another version of me back home, or at least I hope.
If you were to travel through the mirror, there might have been a version of you who never got sucked in here. There might have been a version who did and was killed. There might have been a version that did, had a family, and learned how to be boring like some people do.
Did you meet a mirror Kestrel?
No.
Oh.
I met a mirror Adri.
Well,
She
it
was
must
a
be
vampire.
that must be nice for your friend.
Well, now wait a minute. Kestrel, you said that the young man and woman were asking about whether or not you were you, or if you were a mirror version, or
Right. So they must
Do
know
they-
Mirror Kestrel.
Nobody knows a Mirror Kestrel. You are the alternate path. You are not unique.
I turn to Kevin. They don't realize she isn't her.
No. And also, when you scry someone or when you message someone and there are two of them in the same plane, it can go to both.
But there's only one of her in this plane, right?
Well, if they were trying to contact the other one.
Oh. So
It's like a feedback.
There are two Adries here right now.
Could
one
be.
who isn't our Adri and one who isn't our Adri.
I'd really like to have an Adri back. Just any of them at this point. It would make things easier for us.
I should have swam a little longer.
Maybe there's a world in which you did. Want to jump through a mirror and find it?
No. Oh, okay. So mirrors.
This is going to be a two-pipe conversation. I can already tell. I'm going to empty it and refill it.
Mirrors to these alternate versions. You say that these are very guarded. I assume that
sometimes they're guarded. If people know what they're looking at, the average person would look at this mirror and think it was just a body length mirror. There might be different shapes of mirrors. I haven't seen enough of them to know.
Is it one mirror per alternate version of yourself, or does one mirror go to all alternate versions?
I do not know.
Is there a mirror on your flying boat?
I don't know where they're keeping it now.
Wait, you had one of these?
How would I have traveled to it if I didn't have one? Come on now. Keep up.
I assumed you used someone else's. I didn't know.
You think I borrowed? Could I have a spoonful of mirror, please? No, of course. As soon as we found it, we kept it. We kept it safe. Broke it at one point and then had to put it back together for a whole thing.
All right. So you're saying that you had / have a mirror.
I don't
one
have
of these
because a rookie professional stole it from
in
me.
the general sense of ownership. You've had one of these mirrors, correct?
Well, we've seemed to have some confusion about what general sense of ownership means. Apparently, when you're reborn, somebody can take your things.
At one point in time, you were in possession of a mirror, which you say is incredibly dangerous.
Yes.
And other people have the same kind of mirrors that are incredibly dangerous.
Yes.
And you're saying that those other people that have mirrors cannot be trusted, may be evil, could be using it for nefarious purposes?
I assume that not everyone on the other side is evil, but at this point, 100% of the people I've met from the other side have been evil.
And what does that mean about you?
What do you mean? What does it mean about me?
Well,
I'm not from the other side.
Oh, like you're saying, what if maybe he's the evil one?
Well,
and like if we run into the other version of him, that's actually the good one?
How am I supposed to tell?
Not that I don't appreciate it. I do. But we've had this conversation before. You were wrong last time, and now you've got a new fucking name, and you think you can be wrong a second time on the same. Look, you just sit there and you be wrong again silently. I don't want you pushing this to other players, people. Sorry.
Well, Kaeviir went meta for a second.
He broke the fourth wall.
The fourth wall came crumbling down.
Now look at the camera when you say it this time.
Yeah,
but I am, but you can't tell.
But how am I supposed to trust that you're the version of you that I was supposed to be looking for, and that she's the version of her that I was hoping to find? And now I'm really confused.
Well, now you're thinking like a true professional.
The truth doesn't always set you free.
Truth, in fact, will chain you.
Oh.
Speaking of chains, I heard something about that, but we'll get to that later.
So does this change anything about our goals, right? Our goal was to find your flying house.
Yes,
your flying houseboat.
I think Relena might be a more prime goal at this point.
Well, I think they're in a different plane right now.
How has that ever stopped me before?
I don't know.
All
Has
right.
it?
Well, then good luck.
Knowing that the mirror is safe is probably important. But I mean, most people that would look at it wouldn't know what it is, and anyone who does know what it is would know exactly where to find it. We need some sort of way to prove who I am to you for the future.
Need to find out Vistani.
I'm gonna tell you to put your hand down. I'm gonna put it like palm up.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say anything. Okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna pull my sleeve over your hand. I'm gonna do this to each of you. And then I'm gonna say, don't say anything. And I'm gonna take my two middle fingers, right? And I'm gonna tap them on your wrist. And then I'm going to pull my hand off. No one would have been able to see that. And if you never communicated to anyone, they'll never be able to determine what that was that just happened. That is how we'll prove who we are to each other.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah.
Got it.
Now.
Very nice play, Dees.
Thank you.
Little insurance in case that starts some fuckery.
Yeah, I know how you play, motherfucker. Once the mirrors start coming up, all of a sudden I gotta get real crafty.
Kestrel's gonna be like, look, I have an idea. We need 3 different colored candles.
This bitch will not keep you know what? One day I'm gonna use them and you're not gonna remember what the fuck they do. And I'm just gonna be like, this is why we don't do them anymore.
I'm gonna die laughing if Kestrel remembers, but Adria doesn't. For some reason, I feel like that's danger. We need to go. I don't know why.
I'm tied up in the basement 4 feet from them. No. Oh shit! I forgot to light the candle. I know that there are matches in that cabinet.
Oh no.
In a different mirror, in a different world, this conversation will completely different as Kestrel stabbed him through the heart, not knowing to trust the evil him or not.
That bitch.
It's that scene where there's like, I don't know which one is which. Which of you is the evil one? And then Kestrel's like, I'm just gonna stab you both.
Yeah.
And then realize, oh wait, I'm not actually Kestrel because that just happened here. That didn't happen in other places because
this wasn't that mirror.
Because you weren't born. You weren't born. You were tricked into thinking you are who you are. But
man, the only thing missing from this Scooby-Doo episode is a montage of the 3 of us running through a series of doors along a long hallway.
Mirrors.
A series of mirrors.
Followed by alternate versions of ourselves. Here comes 3 of us dressed like clowns. And here's
and here comes one of them that turns into a bear and then drowns immediately because he's in the water.
Yep. Oh jeez.
I think that the first thing that we need to do is go to the location, investigate there, see if we can determine any way to travel with them, find a residue, maybe meet them when they come back. Maybe, and I'm going to like fold my hands like a monk. Maybe be able to find my skyship.
Sure. So then we're going.
We know that Nick is in the area. We could always check with him. You remember Nick, don't you? Don't you? No, of course not.
Who is Nick?
I don't know a Nick.
It's another kid that we rescued. For whatever reason, there was a real theme going on there for a while.
You're running an orphanage?
No, but
that was Chinakote.
one of my friends was a labor lawbreaker.
Rest in peace.
The nice man who made all the kids work for him before he turned into a dog.
Was he like
Ooh, that
working
story
on
was-
a cabin for them or something?
Yeah,
The story's getting worse. The story's getting worse.
Mushroom farmer child labor camp where he built a cabin because he couldn't come into my house. We had to have a dinner one time where we literally had a table go out the front door so that he could sit outside.
You want to tell Nate the little nasty secret about, or Rayne a little nasty secret about your house that he doesn't know about?
Oh, which one?
The one that Nate can't go inside without hurting. Actually, no, he can, because that was wolfsbane you put on the doors,
Yeah.
not silver.
Yeah.
So
He's
Nate's fine.
Not like Cantor. He can go in there.
Oh yeah, no, as a wereshark he can. Werewolves can't. But
Right. I don't have any.
yeah, no,
shark
he
stain.
got wolfsbane all over the fucking place.
Yeah, I ground it up and put it in the paint when I painted the walls.
Ah,
So it's in there. And also there was
Running
pipes
water through the walls so vampires
Yeah.
can't go in either.
without being severely damaged.
Okay, so our new goal is that we're going to where you think you sort of triangulated where I saw those two.
I'm certain of it.
Okay, that's where we're going.
and
Yes.
your sky ship is going to be there.
Well, we're hoping for that.
Okay.
We're hoping that it's in the area.
Well, it's near the desert, right? And it was last seen going over the desert, so could be.
Yeah. And you said that they disappeared, which means they didn't take the sky ship with them. So,
Mhm.
All right.
We steal back my sky ship.
Wait a minute. Why would you steal something back if you own it? You didn't.
Oh, that's right.
I do own it, but you said that when look,
Maybe
I'm going
another Kaeviir owns it.
I'm
Yo
just
ho
fucking with you,
ho.
Kevin.
it's times like this that makes me wonder if there's a better version of you out there that I could maybe interact with more. Maybe I could go through the mirror and
maybe
meet
we're the
more
version that
helpful.
you deserve.
Boy, I've lived a lot of lives. I don't know that I could have racked up enough displeasure amongst the universe to get both of you.
All right. Well, I can check with the captain to find out how long we're going to need to stay on the boat to get close to where you want us to get to. Then we can chart our course once we make landfall and go from there.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna walk out to the door and I'm gonna redo that gesture again on the door handle.
What are you doing?
Look, just don't open the door without doing that. And I'm going to make sure I got it right, and then push the door open and just wait a second, like kind of look up around the edge of the door. Okay, we're good. And then walk out.
All right, so Rayne, you head for the captain?
Yeah, I'll go check in with the captain and find out what our how long it's going to take us to get. I assume that if I know where we're going, then
Mhm.
I know roundabout where we should get dropped off, and then I can, figure out,
Okay.
hey, when are we going to swing by such and such?
The captain of this boat, they've been in the area. I've probably heard about them through. They're not hidden. They're a big white boat with fucking multicolored.
The River Dancer travels actually all the realms.
Right. So then I'm gonna.
So yeah, they're
I'm
not
gonna-
just known in Darkon; they're known throughout the realms.
And the captain is relatively
Larissa.
reputable,
Yes, Larissa runs a clean ship.
decent
After
person.
yes, a lot more decent than the previous owner.
I'm going to take a map of the region. I'm going to kind of on a piece of parchment draw kind of the shape of where we need to go, mark where we need to go, and then on the side of it, write a professional will owe you a favor. I'm hoping that my reputation will have preceded me a little bit, and then hand it to Rayne and say, when you try to tell them where we need to go, don't tell them, just say you found this in your pocket with instructions to give it to the captain. Don't say who gave it to you.
Okay. Sure.
Thank you.
In my mind, I'm thinking, I'm not really exactly sure why I need to go through so much subterfuge if I just tell the captain, hey, could you drop us off by here on your way past? But I'm just going to put the thing in my pocket and I'm going to make my way up to the helm.
This out of game. This serves me two purposes. One, I don't know how far the reputation of the professional has reached after killing Strahd. This will be a good way to determine.
Okay, so you're looking to see how much renown you have,
right? So I can know how to leverage it in the future. Okay. And then two is, if it works, giving a favor to this captain means I get to come back to this boat, which I like. So
okay,
works out for me either way.
Yeah, I mean, Rayne's perspective is going to be like, I could just tell the captain to drop us off. I don't think I need a note, but I'll play along.
I'm going to see if they can speed us up. We don't want to be out for too long. If they're already on a course, if they know who the professional is, know of what the professional did, that we might actually change course and get there a little faster.
Okay. I don't know exactly where the course was set to begin with, so that's a fair assumption. All right, I'll take it to Captain Larissa and I'll relay this mysterious message.
All right. You reach the captain's cabin. The door's open. She's sitting there. She's kind of looking up. Her coffee's still sitting on on her desk. She looks down. Captain Rayne Trichet.
Yeah, Captain
You
Larissa.
brighten my door.
Well,
how you doing, love?
Doing well.
Captain to captain, come on in.
Wanted to thank you again for your hospitality to
of course,
myself and my friends. They have one of them has certainly made himself at home.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I hear he may they're actually wondering if he's going to join us and when you guys depart, or if he's actually going to stay with you.
Fairly sure he'll be moving along, but I got a feeling that
he's one of those.
He's one of those. That being said, I also get the sense that given the opportunity to come back, he certainly would, but I think he's got more pressing matters right now to attend to. So
I understand that all too well.
Yeah.
But what can I do for you?
So bit weird. I found this note in my coat pocket this morning. I hand her the note.
She opens it.
I am under the impression that someone gave it to me, knowing that I'm a captain and that maybe I would have easier time connecting with you than
give me a bluff
else.
Or deception. My bad.
Wait, did you go up there by yourself?
Yeah, I assume I did.
Okay.
Yeah. 16.
She gives you a smile and nods. She's reading it. The professional.
Does that mean anything to you?
I'm curious which one.
There's more than one.
The bards tell us. Yes, the bards tell stories of the professionals. You can only tell them apart by the number on their neck.
D-Walk. You should. How smart is she? What's her intelligence? Pretty high?
Yeah.
She should have to roll a check. There's a trick in the handwriting to know which professional.
Okay. She rolled a 19 base.
She would probably. I don't know. It's your judgment call about how well I would have performed the writing, I guess. I could.
Okay. Something. I mean, the thing is, there has been professionals that have traveled around. They do know there is one in the what are they called? I don't want to screw this up. Hold on, let me get this up.
If you look at the O on a professional, when they write professional, you you can count the number of strokes it took to make the.
Okay.
So anyone in the Shadow Trust would be able to make a certain number of connections that make it look normal to an average reader. But if someone was looking for the number of times the nib had lifted,
Okay.
be able to determine.
All right. She keeps it to herself, because and she kind of questions Rayne a little more on it. She's like, I mean, the Bards tell stories of professionals. The Kagrat has a professional in it. It's been here a while. Then there's the famous one, the Veliki, or they sing about over in Borovia. But the Bardic Tale says he died. But so you seek the Veil of Tears, the forest just outside it.
Well, that's what the note says. So obviously somebody wants to stop there.
Yeah. No, that sounds. The note's actually coming a good time because we're almost to the Lake of Dreams. And if you take the Lake of Dreams and follow the river down, as long as you take the right path through the rivers, you take the Lake of Dreams down the Samolsis River, it'll take you straight to the Veil. It'll take you straight to the Veil.
I would assume
through Elven territory.
More elves. All right. I assume, given my seafaring nature, I probably would be able to make that navigation pretty easy myself. So
I don't doubt it.
Okay.
You find yourself in need of a boat.
Yeah, and mine unfortunately is not here at the moment.
I was going to ask how you got this far without it.
Boy, don't I get those feels.
Tell me you didn't lose it in a bet. Please tell me.
No.
Okay.
No. The sea bitch is perfectly fine in good hands with the rest of my crew. Now that I say that out loud, it doesn't instill as much confidence.
Yeah, your crew instills very much confidence in non-chaos activities.
That being said, it was in good condition when I left. Anyway, hopefully somewhere near Martyr Bay at this point, but who knows? But yeah, absolutely not here, but not lost. Just trying to make my way back to it. It's been a long, strange journey so far.
Well, I have a longboat. If you guys would like, I can set you down at the Lake of Dreams, and you can take the longboat down. Unless you prefer walking.
No. Given
I know you guys came on with a horse at least, maybe two.
Yeah.
Your choice. I mean, either way. The longboat will be quicker for us, but if you need, we can make port.
No. I think I'd want to make things. Assuming you're going to stop for this individual, then we should be made.
I'll stop for you.
All right, fine.
Captain.
Okay.
Now, the individual in this note, I wouldn't mind having owe me a favor.
Okay. Well, I'm sure they'll be happy to repay that favor when necessary. Yeah, we'll take the longboat. I don't know what to do about the horses. I hate to give the horses up because they could come in handy, but the boat would be faster.
I mean, the horses will be well kept care of. I mean, next time you find us, the horses will be here.
Yeah. If you don't mind taking care of them, or if you find yourself around Martyra Bay, you can always drop them off at.
We're actually heading to Navacha Springs right now.
Oh.
On the opposite side of the land.
Well, I mean, I've got a couple of connections there. They'd be happy to look after the horses if you wouldn't mind. Just tell them
we can stable them there.
Okay, perfect. And that settles it. We'll take a long boat and we'll head that way.
All right. So, I mean, it'd be about probably half a day till we reach the lake.
All right. That's good because I think I think Kestrel's not shouldn't have a good strong pair of sea legs.
Most people in that much armor don't.
Yeah. Well, sooner we get her off the boat, I think the happier she'll be. So I'm sure she'll be pleased to know we're just a half day out.
Sounds good. So that is the Kestrel, the hunter.
Yes. yes, it is. As far as I know.
There's a bard that specifically sings about her.
She doesn't have very fond things to say about bards, but they do seem to they come up an awful lot in conversation about her.
I think this one she kind of has a crush on her or something, it seems. It's always like a love story she sings.
Wow, a bard having a crush on someone, that is, you don't hear about that much.
No, never.
I say sarcastically.
It's not like, it's not like I don't have we don't have a ship full of them.
Yeah.
Once Rayne is done talking with Captain Larissa, I wanted to ask a couple things.
All right.
I'm done.
All right.
We'll segue out of the two of us just talking shop for a few minutes.
All right.
Okay.
And back to.
Okay. So we had like a couple scenes where like Kaeviir was like smoking a pipe and pacing around and stuff. Does Kaeviir have like a specific brand of pipe that he favors?
Kaeviir? Kevin?
They don't. I mean, normally they're in this era. They would be made by like a craftsman. Like, I have a pipe that I use all the time.
Okay.
If that's what you're asking.
If that pipe were to get broken and you got a replacement, would it be like of a very similar make?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
You get used to. I mean, imagine anytime you use anything all the time, you get used to the kind of the feel of it. Does that make sense? Like the way, like, I change styluses sometimes and it makes me crazy for like a whole month. So yeah. I mean,
okay. Then Kess is going to go back to her room and she's going to go through her backpack. And in her backpack, she has a broken pipe that looks very much like the one that Kaeviir was using.
Oh, plot twist.
And if you need me to like tell you where she got that from, I can, because it was from our original Ravenloft game.
No, I believe it's there.
So when we first met Evil Kaeviir, and he told our Kaeviir that he had like a sleeping version of Relena, Kaeviir got really upset and he went outside and he OD'd, and Adri got really upset and she like broke the pipe, and then Ragnik had like an extra one that he gave Kaeviir, and Adri kept the broken one.
Aww.
Oh, that was a really dark time in Freelance.
It's got drug residue on it.
That was See, not only did I throw them into the Mirrorverse, but I sent them to the Nope House in the Mirrorverse.
Yeah.
Which is pretty shitty. And also, it's like, hey, you remember that dead daughter that was a backstory? She's alive, sort of.
Yeah.
And then Adri totally made out with.
She did not make out with
Evil Kaeviir.
She did not make out with Evil Kaeviir.
She spent the night with him.
She spent the
night in his house.
I said make out with parentheses. Quotation marks around the outside.
She did not make out with him.
Some stars, some forward slashes.
Had her own room.
Font, bold, italic.
Subtext.
There was no making out.
Bump that font size up a point or two.
Different rooms. We have joked about the two of them having like dinner together, but that was never something that happened in the game.
And then they had dessert.
And second dessert.
No.
I have a really
that's just really
gross
uncomfortable given the current context we find ourselves in
I
now.
have a very funny joke that I'm not going to make to anyone, but I will message to Rachel now, so watch her face.
Oh, don't get banned.
I don't know. I am gonna.
That's for dinner.
Oh!
Okay. It's a little too gross. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's not even looking at the camera anymore.
Oh,
She can't face you.
No, anyway.
She got a dick pic.
No.
It's a dick pic.
That's not what it was.
Oh shit! This is never
So-
making the light of air. This is never going to
Oh.
the air.
All this audio is getting deleted.
Man, this ain't even going to Patreon. Oh Lord.
So just remember that the Mirrorverse can be fraught with dangers.
shit. I'm recording. I'm getting threats about my recording.
Dr. Midnight has disconnected.
I don't know any 50 states you could do that.
Look, it's not whatever. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I couldn't help.
So
Yeah, Kess just wants to like visually confirm that the one that she saw, the pipe that Kid Kaeviir was smoking, like looks very similar, at least to like this old one that she's been carrying around in her backpack.
yeah, it's you would think that it was probably the same, exact shape. And you've seen the pipe. When I draw Kaeviir and he has the pipe, it's kind of got like the large barrel and then kind of a sweepy kind of wispy tail.
Mhm.
So that's the same pipe he always uses. And yeah, you would recognize it, I would imagine.
Okay. That's all I wanted to confirm.
But okay, so now part of me is like, that would have been something that we're like, well, how would I have this if I just met this kid? Blah 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 blah, right? But then another part of me is thinking, now she has access to a pipe, so she could prep it to prank me, and then you know,
you go for your pipe and it snaps in half.
and she's
Like,
like,
oh,
"Gotcha, bitch!" And I'm like,
Gotcha.
I'm like, but why?
Nothing but aged opium in this one.
It's like a teapot. You never clean it out in time. Okay, so they said they're on the way to that location anyway, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I don't.
He hasn't got back to you guys yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say we went over to. I finished my conversation with the with Captain Larissa, but I didn't know where you were transitioning to next.
So, all right. So they had their conversation about the pipe.
No conversation.
No conversation. You just asked about.
Yeah, you were just. Yeah, she was just asking
Okay.
about. So
right, cool.
really, the scene has ended at.
Okay.
And then Kess is gonna try to find somewhere away from Bards, hopefully, so she can just like chill out for a while, so she doesn't
right.
have like another Bard following her around making love songs about her.
All right. Joke's on you. There's Spot. I'm kidding.
No.
Boat
All
full
right.
of Bard.
At this point, a bell begins to toll back and forth. Nate, you know the sound of the bell when a ship's in danger, they start ringing the bell.
Uh-huh.
At that point, Larissa kind of looks up at you and you guys make eye contact, both knowing exactly what the bell means.
Expecting anything?
She's like, only out here, the mist. So she gets out of her chair and she shoots up.
Whatever side she goes out to look, I'll go to the opposite side to see if I
All
get a.
So she goes out the north side to look out the window because the ship is sailing east.
Okay.
And she pushes open the window and begins to look outside and looks ahead. Ah, shit, it's ahead of us. That wasn't there. We're too big to turn. We can try, but by the time we turn, it's going to be upon us.
Thank you so much for listening to Return to Ravenloft, a Freelance Heroism podcast. If you'd like to support us more, check us out on patreon.com/freelance_heroism and just donate any amount. We have prizes and journal entries and art that we post regularly, a few times a week, and we'd really appreciate any support you could give us. Thank you.
Our cast includes Rachel Moore as Kesselgard Reskill, Dees Cassius as Master Kaeviir, Nathan Lett as Captain Rayne Trichet, and David, aka D-Walk, as Dr. Midnight, and everyone else in the game. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you next week.
The invoice is in the mail.
Have you tried making ice cubes and they can just eat those? It's sort of like water.
I should do that.
Here's some water I prepared earlier.